So this is the crew for Nassau to Maryland. We've just left Nassau, pretty much on plan at noon. We should be there in a few days.
Yep, all being well. TV.
Beautiful blue water.
Isn't it just?
Yeah. So that was a perfect departure.
Yeah,
Well done, skipper.
What do you mean we didn't hit it?
We definitely didn't hit anything.
No, it's fine. We got away more or less on schedule as well.
Pretty much bang on. Pretty much bang on noon.
Yeah, it's good. And a glorious day.
So we're exiting the West Channel of Nassau past the cruise ship terminal, and then the passage out, conveniently, is called the Fleming Passage.
Isn't that good? Right, we're heading out of the harbour and we're going to head, generally west direction to clear Grand Bahama Island and the port of Freeport, and then we're going to wind our way across to try and pick up the Gulf Stream, which hopefully is going to give us a ride north as we track more or less in a big curve up following the coast of America. Various distances off, probably more than 50 miles for much of it, so we won't see it. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the autopilot and keeping us out of the shallows.
Very good.
To the one side. Heading up towards Cape Hatteras, there's just a chance there's going to be a bit of strong wind as we get up towards that headland, but hopefully we're going to beat there before it, and then we come left, entering the Chesapeake near Norfolk, Virginia, and then we head north up the Chesapeake in sheltered waters until we reach Edgewater, which is just south of Annapolis. Hopefully a nice passage, about 1,000 miles or so, and at the moment we're doing nearly 10 knots, so about 240 miles a day. We'll see how much current we pick up, see how fast we get there, but it's a glorious day. Yeah, it's good.
We've set our heading and course to steer. Boat's settled down nicely. We're cruising at just over 10 knots GPS speed over ground, and we're going to relate that to engine revs. So here's our two engines. We've got a 1106 on the port engine and 1104 revs on starboard. So very roughly 1100 revs is giving us 10 knots. So when we hit the Gulf Stream and we're still doing 1100 revs, we'll be able to work out how much ocean current we've got giving us a tow. Okay, so here we are on the fly bridge, and we've just been setting up the instruments that we want for the passage. This Ray Marine ST70, I believe it is, we just put on sea temperature, 27.6 degrees at the moment. And the reason we've done that is because when we get into the Gulf Stream, we're expecting it to be a difference, and we might be able to use that a bit like following a depth contour. Well, good morning. It's 4 AM. I just come on shift, and we've done about 150 nautical miles so far. We've just gone around Grand Bermuda Island, and we're now about 40 nautical miles east of West Palm Beach in Florida. And somewhere in the middle of these two is the Gulf Stream. So we're heading in a northwesterly direction, and when we pick up the Gulf Stream, two things are going to happen. One, speed over ground should tick up of 2 to 3 knots, and secondly, the sea temperature, currently 27.9, should increase. So the combination of those two We're going to find that we're in the Gulf Stream and see if we can follow it. We've been doing a bit of dead reckoning for the last 6 hours since we rounded Grand Bahama, and we believe that we're into the Gulf Stream now, so we've just adjusted our course to pretty much head north, and we're certainly getting the speed over ground. So instead of the 10 knots that we have been getting, it's now averaging about 13 knots. So we've got 3 knots of ocean current, which is the Gulf Stream. Sea temperature hasn't really changed, so we're not convinced that sensor's working that accurately, but we're certainly doing 13 knots, and it's an absolutely glorious day. We're about 21 nautical miles off the coast of Florida on our port side. We've now arrived at the Beaufort Inlet, the entrance to the Intracoastal Waterway, the ICW, and we're just busy negotiating with Customs and Immigration to get a cruising permit and to notify them officially of our arrival. So we've put up the US courtesy flag and we're flying the Q flag until we have permission to take it down. Welcome to the United States of America. It's a gorgeous sunny evening and we're making our way up the Intracoastal Waterway, making excellent progress. We're currently in the Pungo River and we're going to turn the corner when we get at the top and make our way to Dowry Creek Marina. We should get there for just about sundown and we're going to park there for the night. It's not advisable to take the Intracoastal Waterway at night time. So we're going to have an overnight and then an early start tomorrow. Meanwhile, we're just enjoying the glorious sunshine on this fantastic motor yacht. That was a cracking dinner. What have we just had?
We had pork with rice and then peas, and then we had a delicious tossed salad, which was a mixed salad including apple and tomato for our American friends, cucumber, and then you had a choice of chunky blue cheese dressing or...
Chunky blue cheese dressing?
Oh, no, we had real mayonnaise as well. There you go. And it was excellent.
As you can know, the man is
Well, it's a glorious sunny day today. We're still in the Intracoastal Waterway, the ICW, making our way slowly up to Chesapeake. We've been in the ICW for a couple of days now. Very interesting. It meanders between canals and rivers. You go through areas with boats and houses either side and no wash zones. With this boat, even on tickover, we're doing 7 knots. So in some places we had to go single screw tickover to avoid having any wash going past people's houses and boats. But in the open rivers where there's a bit of depth, we've been doing about 1100 revs, and that gives us about 10 knots. It's about 6 p.m. and starting to get a bit hungry. We've had some lovely meals cooked on this boat so far. Last night we had pork chops. The night before I cooked a sausage casserole stew, a one-pot affair with a few secret ingredients. And the skipper right now is in the galley, slaving away, making something special out of a nice piece of salmon. Well, John's in the galley here making dinner, and I believe he's making some rather nice sauce, but we couldn't find any flour, so he's substituting flour for egg white.
No, egg yolks.
Oh, egg yolk.
Yeah, no, it's another way of thickening a sauce. You use egg yolks. So you have to temper the egg yolks first, though.
Now, how does it work?
You add some hot liquid to the yolks, and then very gently add that to the milk, and it thickens the sauce. And then it's going to have cheese in it. Some of the cheese will be held back to go on the top. So it's going to go in here. We've got some partially cooked pasta, some broccoli underneath, some layer of salmon, another layer of salmon, sauce, cheese on the top, baked in the oven. There you go.
Marvellous, I'm feeling hungry.
Okay.
We've got a vessel just about to overtake us. What's interesting in the ICW is it seems to overtake, everyone gets on the radio and asks the boat in front whether it's acceptable for them to overtake you and which side they're about to do it on. It's all very polite and gentlemanly. Makes you feel like you're back home in the UK. Tom, talk us through the breakfast. What we got?
Lots of good food, eggs with everything I could find in the refrigerator put in it, bacon, some apples, and the last of the toast.
things I really love about this Fleming 78 is the flybridge helm position. You're up here, nice and elevated, enjoying the sunshine with great 360-degree views all around the boat. You can see everything that's going on. It's just a lovely space to sit up here and navigate from. Well, we're now in the middle of Chesapeake Bay. It's a large expanse of water. You can barely see land on the horizon. And it's fairly shallow actually in places, but lots of lovely inlets to drop the hook overnight if needed. And we're just making our way north now up to Maryland.
Now we're making our way up South River with just a few miles to go to Edgewater. We've finished the washdown, gone through the boat and given her a good bit of TLC, washed the floors, polished all the woodwork, cleaned the windows. All the washdown has been done, so she's certainly nice and clean. This is the team that delivered B4 Bliss from Nassau in the Bahamas to Edgewater in Maryland, United States of America.